We get ready to stay rocking and rolling on this show this morning. Very special guest. He's no stranger to this show, and he's the leader of course, the greatest band to march anywhere, whether it's a street, whether it's a parade, whether it's a halftime. It does not matter. Battle of the bands. We know where the greatest band in the land resides, and that's at Southern University. He is the head band director of the Human Jukebox. Let's welcome to the show this morning, my man, Dr. Kedric Taylor. Good morning, Dr. Taylor.
Good morning. How you doing?
Doing good, man. How you doing?
Man, I can't complain. I'm feeling good this morning.
It's cold.
Oh, yeah, it's chilly out here. It's an ice cold Saturday.
Ice cold Saturday. I see where you're going with that. All right. I see where you're going with that. I'm picking up what you're putting down. All right, man. 2025, 2024, we was rocking and rolling. Now we headed in 2025, and there are a plethora of things right in front of you with this band. You guys went down and performed down in New Orleans with the Wind Ensemble, and you did something that had never been done before. Let's start before we get into anything else about going down to New Orleans last week. What happened?
Man, we went to New Orleans. It's the first time that a HBCU program has been invited to perform at the LMEA conference, which has been going on for many, many years. And, I can remember maybe 13, 14 years ago, maybe a little more, but I can remember when, the African-American bands weren't as welcomed as they are today. And I feel like, with the leadership we have today with the conference and Scotty Walker, man, he's given and the team, as of course the board, they welcomed us, and we was able to present something that our students been doing for years that they didn't even know about. It's like a hidden secret, but we've been doing this for many years, and just to be able to go out and display it on that stage, it was almost like the Human Jukebox performing at a halftime show on stage, but we were playing concert music, and they didn't realize that our students were that fluent on that instrument as music educators, So, like I said, it was very monumental for us because we never had the opportunity, and the room was, packed. It was really packed, and it was like we've never performed in front of this many people on the concert stage, So for the students playing, they were excited but yet nervous because, LSU Wind Ensemble played the night before, and that Wind Ensemble consists of doctoral students and students pursuing their master's degree. So our students were like, we just all undergrad, and we only had 21 music majors in that group versus, the LSU Wind Ensemble got master students in music and people that's pursuing their doctorates in music. So you got basically people that have been teaching, playing on stage versus undergrad students. And I won't say it was a versus because it wasn't, but it was just a platform in which they were on that, raised the bar. But they thought so much of the Southern University Wind Ensemble that they put us as the featured group on Saturday. So it spoke volume as to who we are as music educators at Southern University and who our students are as music performers at this level.
Yeah, because it always, for a lot of people, you see the YouTube, you watch the half times, you at the games, but it's beyond just football. It's beyond the entertainment of the game. It's the work that you guys put in as a staff, as yourself and everybody else in that music department to do music. It's because I think people get so caught up into just the human jukebox element of it, the blowing, the fifth quarters, the zero quarters, and the halftime. But you guys do so much more as a department that sometimes often does not get seen. And you guys put out your performance, and what a hell of a performance it was. And if anybody out there want to watch the performance that Dr. Taylor is talking about, it is on the band's page. You can go on social media, the Southern University Marching Band social media, as well as you can go follow the Human Jukebox on YouTube to get a chance to see that performance. Man, listen, magical when you watch them do what they do. And it goes beyond, I think, that just what people have grown accustomed to just seeing at those football games. What you guys doing with those young people in terms of teaching music, and we talking about comprehensive music, not just whole notes, not just blowing, but comprehensive music. And the thing about it, to be featured at an event that has never really seemed to care about inviting what we consider HBCUs and in our culture, and then to put you there and to watch you work and then to win the room over. For me, I think that is a huge thing. I don't really want to put it as an accomplishment because you guys have been accomplished. It was just their loss for not knowing all this time, but it was your game because now you just picked up a new audience of people to say, you know what, I had no idea.
Yeah, I mean, you hit the nail on the head. And it sounds like you know something about music, man. But
I'll be around you enough. I should know about music.
Oh yeah, you learning a lot. But you're a student of the game.
Maybe one day I may be a junior high band director or something. Maybe that might be in my future.
Man, there you go. Hey, you might be able to do what some of these people out here doing.
You know, but what I like about it is, man, and talk about teaching that type of music, you know, being able to work with students, the time that students, because at the end of the day, that's what this is about, that those students put in to learn that type of music when we're talking about wind ensemble.
Yeah, the amount of fundamentals it takes to play grade 5 and grade 6 music, man, it's not easy at all, you know, which is what makes the Human Jukebox so good. All of our students are in an ensemble to get better. It's almost like training for football or basketball or baseball. We have training year round, but training is where our students work on that fundamentals. And one thing I could say about having these ensembles is it enables us to play at a high level where if a professional comes in, like when Fantasia came in, we were able to instantly write her music, not only write it, but the students were able to execute it to where she was like, man, this sounds like a symphony when she walked in. And for somebody of her standard to be able to come in and say that about your ensemble says a lot, because everybody don't have that type of platform to where they can get an artist to come in. But to be able to have artists come in and then see the type of advanced musicians that we have, you know, that open up opportunities for, I might take one of these students with me on the road, you know. It just opened up avenues for your students, not only just to play in the Human Jukebox, but to further their career in music by the stages that they are able to play on and the accomplishments, exposure that they're being exposed to, and the experience that they're gaining. So we're not only just preparing our students to go perform at halftime shows and ballad bands and things of that such. We're preparing them for their future. Even if they don't want to pursue a career in music, they know the discipline of learning to play that instrument at a high level. So if you can play an instrument at a high level, there's almost not anything you can't do or accomplish in the world as it relates to being able to accomplish a goal or a dream, because playing an instrument is not easy. And being able to master it says a lot about the person, the students, and their character.
It definitely does. You're talking about musicians all across this globe that have come right there out of Southern University by excelling on whatever instrument that they were able to learn and excel. And that's the beautiful thing about that hidden gem right there in North Baton Rouge that a lot of people may not know about when you look at the music program and when you figure out that, hey, it's beyond just marching band. There are some talented young people over there. And shout out to you and your staff and the entire music department going out finding those young people. And we often say at Southern, we find a diamond in the rough, we polish it. And guess what? You may come in as a piece of coal, but by the time you leave here, you're going to be shining bright like a diamond because we're able to polish you up. We're able to figure you out, and we're able to get you prepared and ready for the world in terms of what other schools may deem you as not even acceptable. Dr. Taylor, do you have a second to hold on through a break with me?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's get ready to take a break. That's the voice of Dr. Kedric Taylor, Director of Bands at Southern University. and everybody watching on our YouTube and on our Facebook Live. Glad to have you guys with us. Guess what? Got a very special guest. He is the director of bands at Southern University, my man, Dr. Kedric Taylor. Good morning, Dr. Taylor.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning.
All right, as we move forward into 2025, right, big news for Southern University. You guys will be participating in the Honda Battle of the Bands out in Los Angeles, California, coming up, man. Talk about how huge that is to take our brand and be able to take it to the West Coast and market it in such a huge venue as the Honda Battle of the Bands. And for people who don't know, the Honda Battle of the Bands really got started in Atlanta, Georgia some years back. I think right up until COVID happened, they tried to figure out what was going to be the next move. And now taking this show on the road and taking it to the West Coast to L.A., and that's where the Human Jukebox and the Marching Band will be at.
Yes, sir, man. We're headed to SoFi Stadium in California, and our students never had the opportunity to march in that stadium. So, we definitely got to go and Human Jukebox-nize it. Yeah, it's another platform for our students, and it's another opportunity for us to gain experience and exposure in another area. And not only are we going there to perform, but, there are going to be celebrities there to, see our band for the first time. And there also are going to be opportunities for our students to gain more experience and exposure with the community. They have all the fires and things going on in California. So to be able to go out, and we're going to be at Inglewood High School, and, we're going to go out and network with those students and, talk to those students and, tell them about Southern University, opportunities that they can have at, Southern University. And we're going to play for the students as well and surrounding areas. So anybody that's in the area that, want to come by and support our students and, also come and help us recruit other students to come to Southern University, man, that'd be a great opportunity for us to, showcase what we do here in Louisiana on a different scale.
Other marching bands that'll be a part of the lineup, we're talking about Alabama A&M, Hampton University, Alabama State, North Carolina A&T, from my neck of the woods, the M4 UAPB marching band, University of Arkansas Pine Bluff, and, of course, Southern University. You see that lineup, able to take HBCUs out to the West Coast, in which they don't get a chance to see HBCUs hardly ever when you look out on the West Coast. And as you talk about recruiting students, that's what it's all about, getting young people from all across the globe, not just the United States, but across the globe, to get them to understand the type of education that they can get at Southern University, that they can come and become somebody better by what they learn and what they gain from coming to Southern University. And when you talk about recruiting, that is a pretty tough thing when you're looking at a band, because that is the biggest auxiliary of any organization or team of anything when you look on any college campus, right? Football will have up to 100 guys, and everybody else other than that's far less. So when you're going out recruiting, man, that is a tall task to ask for you and your staff, to have to travel the country to go through and find musicians all over the place.
Man, we see over 500 students. Over 500. I can't even tell you the amount of students we see, and you kind of remember them all because they all unique. Because musicians, they're definitely creatives, and just seeing these different students, you recruit, and you see sometimes in other band programs, they like, Doc, I really wanted to come to Southern, but we funding and, scholarship opportunities at other schools, and, so when you hear that, you kind of say, okay, man, I understand, but, man, there's some really talented students that we see across the country, as far as from California all the way over to Florida, up north, even in the D.C. area. And we've even had some students come, from the Virgin Islands. So, students come from all over to be in Human Jukebox, and it's just to see the different demographics and the diversity in the picking and bringing all that together and creating the Human Jukebox. We're very diverse now. We have pretty much every race in the band. When I was in the band, it wasn't as diverse, and it was definitely almost all males. It wasn't as many females in the band. So to see where we are today, man, just getting students from all over and giving everybody equal opportunity to come and be a part of the world-renowned, internationally famed Southern University Human Jukebox. It just says a lot about how far we've come.
Now, what's going to happen today? The NIL and collective hit the marching band.
It's going to get more and more competitive. It definitely won't. It's gonna be like football. It ain't gonna be about. I'm not gonna say it's not always about winning, but a lot of these guys, I don't think they care about winning no more. They want to get paid.
Yep. And listen, and I can understand that for a young musician who's looking at college, and want a scholarship to go to school. Man, that is a total understanding to me that I can see why you would want that. I mean, you go out, and that's what I talk about all the time here on this show, especially when I get you on here. People don't realize how much work these young people put in and put out something. The performances that you guys get out there. My man Scotty, a.k.a. Offscript, every time he hears it, he's like, man, it's just, I don't know how they put that air through the horn. It's like listening to the actual song through the arrangements. And he gets blown away sometime when he hears the music because, he's learning the space about HBCU bands. Sometimes you can run up on a band and they just completely spoil it for you. But for Southern, you guys don't spoil it for people who come into this space and learn about it. But people just don't understand how much time these young people put into just what they see on a Saturday and that they critique and watch over and over and over and over looking for any little thing on YouTube.
And that's correct. And people don't realize how much it takes to create that. But that's a story for another day. It does take a lot, and those students, it's a full-time job for them going to class and practicing on, they don't have much free time to just be a regular student because it is like a full-time job, and the amount of events that they perform for, they're not only doing football games, but they do basketball games. We've played at volleyball games before, it don't stop. And, parades, we have Mardi Gras coming up as well as the Honda Ballad bands. And, things just keep piling up that people want to see the Human Jukebox perform for. When I was in the band, man, when the Bayou Classic was over, that marching band was shut down. It was Dr. Greg shut it down. It was like, we didn't do Mardi Gras, So when people talk about, history, Dr. Greg shut Mardi Gras down like in the late 80s, I want to say. And he just didn't go back because someone, there was violent activity happening. And he, from then on, he was like, we wasn't doing Mardi Gras no more. So it was some years before, Mr. Jackson took on the band and the band started back doing parades. So, now people look at it as, it's an annual thing now. And, you kind of started something, and it's almost like that's what people expect now. So, but they don't realize, man, it's almost a year-round thing. Like, even in the summer, people calling for the band and perform. I'm like, well, the students going home for the summer break, but these students put a lot of time into playing these instruments. And as the director, I feel like the least we can do is give these students a scholarship to pay for their tuition, for all the time and hard work that they put in to aid in people opportunity to see the band and people wanting the band, and they're asking. It's like people want almost like the band to come for free sometime, and I'm like,
no,
that's not fair. That's not fair to our students because they put too much work into doing what they do. That's like almost asking someone to come and do a service at your house for free. Like, you're not going to call somebody out to fix anything at your house for free. There's going to be a cost that comes with it. So it's the same when you ask an artist to come perform at a concert. You're not going to go to that concert free unless there's a cost somewhere. And, so it's just like almost like you asking the Southern University Human Jukebox, a band that has been on international platforms, to come and perform for free is just like not the best practice that we like to go with on today, with our students, because they put too much work and time into that band program.
And I can understand exactly what you're saying because, listen, that band within itself mesmerizes people and it attracts. You know, Alabama has this football program that opens up the door for many people to learn about it. For Southern University, it's the Southern University Marching Band that opens the door. My man Scotty, he just texted me. He said he loved that John Legend Tomorrow. That's his favorite. You arranged that song, and this band, as you said, is internationally known. Got to get ready to take a break. Internationally known, performed at Super Bowls, has performed at presidential inaugurations, the Rose Bowl, Radio City Music Hall, anywhere you can think of. And now they'll be headed to Los Angeles for the 100 Battle of the Bands, and then they'll be back in New Orleans for all the Mardi Gras parades. Man, listen, thank you, Dr. Taylor, coming on this morning, and I appreciate you for putting out the word for the marching band, man.
Thank you for having me on.